Hey guys, I'm Lee from Lee Likes Music, the place to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp. And in today's video, we're going to talk about Widowspeak's newest album, which is called Expect the Best. So that's coming up. So Widowspeak is an American indie rock band from Brooklyn, New York that mainly consists of the key members, guitarist and vocalist Molly Hamilton and guitarist Robert Earl Thomas. Now, I've looked through a lot of the interviews that have been made of this band, and a lot of the people who have been interviewing them describe their music in so many different ways. But I think my favorite way to describe them would probably be to say that their music fits perfectly into a Twin Peaks episode. If you haven't watched Twin Peaks, it's a series by David Lynch. If you haven't watched it, then you don't get the reference, and you have also missed out on a great series. So, yeah. Go and watch Twin Peaks. So yeah, their music is very dark, it's kind of gloomy, it's very atmospheric. Both of these key members in the band have said that they're inspired by bands like Green River and Nirvana. They've also mentioned that they're approaching electric guitars as if they were acoustic guitars. So they're not really putting out that much energy and volume throughout their guitars. It's more like a melodic, whimsical, psychedelic, and calm soundscape that you get. Expect the Best is their 5th studio album so far. Their first studio album was released back in 2011, so they're still pretty fresh. I actually didn't manage to find out that much more about their story, their history, but yeah, fresh band, released a few albums. They're actually quite popular in the indie community right now, so yeah. Let's jump into the album. So the first track is called The Dream. This is a very psychedelic song. You will immediately hear this on the very flangery and wavy guitar effects. Molly's vocals and her singing style also has this hint of Lana Del Rey. She has this very soothing, airy, and also clean way of singing. So yeah, she immediately reminded me a bit of her. Now when it comes to the production of this track and also the other tracks, it seems like they put on more of a lo-fi costume this time on this album. On the previous album they were a bit more polished, I feel, but on this one they just went more into that lo-fi environment. There's a violin in the song in the background that is kind of noisy. It's a bit irritating, to me at least. So yeah, lo-fi can be good, can be bad. On this album, it kind of worked, but it wasn't something that aided or helped the album to stand out in any sort of way. Second track is called When I Tried. The electric guitar really comes to the grips on this one with this very substantial chord-based, grungy melody pattern. Mood-wise, I can hear that there's a lot of anger and frustration going into the song. I can hear that there is an inspiration from Nirvana's music. That is a very distinct inspiration I can hear. It's equally as heavy as it is mesmeric though. There's a psychedelic part of it and there's a heavy, more subtle atmospheric part of this song, and also their other songs. The third track is called Dog, and this is a calm track, but it's not calm in a psychedelic way like the first track. Again, this would just fit perfectly for the new Twin Peaks series, so why didn't they use this? Many of the artists on Twin Peaks are great as they are, but yeah, it would just fit perfectly in here because it has a sense of beauty to it, but it's cloaked in this murky, dark atmosphere. Now, jumping over to the fourth track, we have Warmer, and this song sounds like a merging act between an LA noir movie soundtrack, an old western movie soundtrack, and then you have a sprinkle of jazz on top of that again. That is what it sounds like. As it unfolds, it slowly evolves into this face-twisting cacophony of noise at the end of the song. Yeah, it just caught me off guard in a way. At the end there's also this part, this outro where everything is just going back to silence again. Kind of beautiful, but at the same time I feel like I've heard this before somewhere, so it's not that original and outstanding. It's not like I'm going, it's more like I'm going, Track number 5, Good Sport. Sounds like a very off-the-cuff, atmospheric sounding song. I think it lasts for maybe 1 minute and 40 seconds or something. Feels like a filler track, just to be blatantly honest. Track number 6, Let Me, is a song with a firm structure and drive. And when I say drive, I actually mean drive, because this is a song that actually reminds me of driving, surging, drifting music that comes from like desert rock bands like Queens of the Stone Age, Fatso Jetson. You also have Masters of Reality. They created chords and riff structures like this, but with a more, you know, this band has a little bit more of a subtle and relaxed play on that again. This song, just like the previous track, Good Sport, ends with this big climax, a conglomeration of so many different layers of guitars. Man, it's so noisy though. I can't say that I like this song. The next tracks, they're basically following the same structure as the previous ones. I don't want to drag this review out by saying the same thing over and over and over again. Psychedelic, atmospheric, dark tracks that has a thing to them. And I don't know what this thing is. I actually don't like this album that much. I felt it a bit passable actually, but it certainly sounds like Widowspeak can make songs. I mean, they know how to make structural songs, they know how to create a mood. It's just that it's not challenging and addictive and unique in any sort of way. It's an ephemeral album, it's very fleeting, it's a moment-to-moment album, if you get what I mean. It's there and then it's gone, but it doesn't create a physical, it doesn't manifest in your mind in any sort of way. The lyrics, to be honest, I didn't really pay attention to them. I couldn't find them anywhere either to read, so didn't make me interested in reading them, to be honest, anyways. This is definitely a revival record to psychedelic and hard rock. It's leaning towards many different bands. It's a palette of different bands. And I don't want to try to dissect what bands they are, but I can hear some Nirvana, I can hear some like desert rock, stoner rock, I can hear some folk and some country here as well. Now, production. The production here is lo-fi, and it's good lo-fi, you know? Sometimes during the album, as I mentioned, it's a bit irritating because it gets a bit noisy and kind of gets to you in a negative way. But in general, it was okay. Nothing outstanding at all. Widowspeak, Expect the Best. Ironically, that is the name of the album. 5 out of 10 for this album. That is what I'm gonna give it. Do not expect the best from this album. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like to share, explore, and learn more about rock music from Bandcamp, then I highly suggest you click the red subscribe button below. Also, make sure you hit that bell icon beside the subscribe button, because in that way you'll always get notified when I upload new videos. I'm not gonna... Beautiful place right here. And yeah, something like that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope to see you later. Stay tuned. Bye.